What up, homies? See if I can reach this cord. I just don't know how much angle you guys. What are you guys even getting if I do that? I'm not sure how to do that after all. Uncle Scrooge, let's go around the couch. Is that a good thought? A little bit too much for some of you, and a lot of you, I don't even think I want to do that. Some of you are so hot, you can see it anytime you wanted. Today is not that day. How you doing? How are you doing? Hope you're all having a good one. I'm your host, the absolute most, Hash Info. If you don't know who I am, where have you been for the last 6.66 years? I'm telling you, I'm the hottest thing going. If you aren't subscribed to me, you're missing out, and I ain't even here to tell you about subscribing to me. I'm just going to let you know you should probably subscribe to me. Now, love every bunny. This is a somber episode we're going to bring to you because that's what we do. We bring you somber episodes once in a while. Sometimes it's important just to realize that we exist together, but we should never forget those we've lost to the evil at hand, right? And there were a lot of people lost on this day some 20 years ago plus. Let's find out the day it happened. I'm not exactly familiar with that day. Let's familiarize ourselves with this day and remember that it should never have happened. What year was September 11th, 2001? I was going to say that, but I didn't want to. I want to make sure I'm specific with these things. 22 years ago on this day. Somehow metal buildings that have never fallen before fell. Structural integrity that's unlike anything. We have a great building code, especially New York City. They have to have the greatest building code. Those iron workers risked their lives to ensure the safety of those buildings. I think we need to dig deeper into what happened. I really do. I think we need to dig deeper into all of the affairs of others who may have had secrets and three-letter companies, period. There's a lot of people to blame, and you know what? Let's blame them. Let's blame those that are responsible for September 11th. We've had a lot of time to mourn, and we've had a lot of time to collect evidence and data and facts. Now let's use those facts. So, to all the good men and women that work for ABC companies that swore they thought they were going to do good when you entered them, it's time you whistleblow as fast as you can. Leak information to large groups of people via pieces of paper that you have written on and duplicated, tripled, quadrupled, and tell them to copy them by hand, write them out, and then send them off to the next people. This information cannot be hidden from the public any longer. Too many public citizens were lost, and no answers have still to this day been given that make any sense to people who understand structural integrity of skyscrapers. So let's not lie to the public anymore, and let's use social media better than the media used the media for the last 20 years, because they didn't help us understand anything that was happening. News agencies all over the world should be shunned and embarrassed at the stories they've told in the last 20 years. They don't pertain to anything that helps us get further and more advanced. The stories they pitch you in the news on TV is a complete farce. They sit there and tell you how you have to go vote. If you don't vote, these people, this party's gonna get... You know that party that they're dissing is the party that's telling the story. So basically it's like listening to a bully tell you a story like a psychopath, tell you a story about how they were so innocent, they never touched this person, they didn't yell at them or anything. That for some reason, out of the blue, after 50 years, this person snapped. No, not buying it, bro. You're a liar. So the news agencies are full of BS. Every single day, all you're ever going to hear is BS. So please, please understand this. The public deserves answers that we've never gotten. 22 years is far too long to have investigations completed. Far too long. We're talking JFK style cover-ups, period. We need answers. We demand answers, or the people in power will no longer reign in power anymore because you are corrupt and you keep the truth from us. Innocent lives were taken on a mass scale. And it makes you question why. How many ways from Sunday did the evil men profit off of that day's actions? And it's thousands of ways. Very, very sad. I've never understood why people sit back and don't get involved. I realize your voice can't be heard, but it doesn't mean you have to sit there in the dark. What can I do? Nobody even listens to me anyway. Your wife doesn't listen to you. So you don't do anything? So you go to football games and you go hunting instead? You go play golf all day? We live in a time where people need to get involved. Not with politics, with day-to-day ongoings of what it takes to maintain and run cities without these henchmen, these bullies, supposedly guiding and leading us. They don't. No politician turns the water on so you can get a drink. It's a public servant. It's a member of a community that you live next door to. Not a government official who has the biggest house in the area and he lives in a gated community. This is not the way. So take it from me firsthand. I know these scum suckers personally, and they're awful people, you know. Their lives are dedicated to cheating on their wives and lying to the public daily. So don't question things. Just look around you. Look around you and see the scuzz buckets that are in office. Look around you at 30, 40 years in office and look at the communities they've devastated. Devastated. Hold them accountable. Put newspapers to work for you or stop funding newspapers in your area. Create a newspaper through government funding, like make them give you money so you can tell the truth in a small newsletter that comes out weekly for coffee news. Do something that allows you to have your voice heard. I did my part. What have you done? Think about it. Look at my videos. Look at the vast array of collection that I've created. What have you done in the last 6.6 years to make sure your voice is heard in some way, shape, or form? Don't talk to me about, oh, go vote then, duh. Yeah, bud. Like, voting has got us anywhere. It got us 2 world wars that they let us remember. So keep quiet about voting, losers. I'm by far one of the smartest people on here, and by far I have the smallest viewership of the big names on YouTube. And I have the biggest words that need to be heard. It's pertinent. So if you care about, you know, communities that are public citizens, you know, filled with public citizens, then you should want to share and like these streams. Anyone who doesn't is going to end up in a cage, guaranteed, or much worse. You know, look around you at the state for the last 3 years and ask yourself, what happens next time I'm in trouble? If they didn't do anything for the last 3 years, what do you think is going to happen next time something goes down? Do you know what a dry run is? We've had many dry runs throughout history. Um, we don't have to go too far or dig too deep to see what may or may not have occurred throughout California in the last since 2015 and whatnot, but it's happened pretty much everywhere else ever since. So dry runs start in big places. They use a place like Texas, California, and they do a big time dry run with the it's a I'll tell you what it is. It's to see where psychologically it's to see where the mice scatter to so that they can understand where to put up the new roadblocks to slow you down from escaping. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that links to something that's happened recently in the last 38 days. You think this is a game, eh? But you'll see soon enough that everything you've ever imagined that could go wrong absolutely did 10 times worse than you ever thought possible. It's a cushy life, eh? And most people, not a lot, most. Wait till you end up on the streets with nothing. Your life will be, you won't even understand how to live because you've never gone 4 to 6 or 10 hours without food. You've never walked 10 hours straight in your life. So 90% of the population will be done for within a few days because they're weak, simple, and slow to have thoughts that are going to create impact. It's a truthful statement. 90% of all people that run into harsh circumstances evaporate. It's a thing. Look around you in all these devastated places. They can't even find a piece of dust particle of most of these people. What do you think's going to happen? So it all boils down to who you know. It really does. And it all boils down to who loves you. And if you have a lot of community members that love you, they might prop you up. They may say, jump in the back of my 4x4, let's go. We're going out there, let's go. And you may be like in a lineup of 550 people, and they're like, run, Sean, if you can catch this truck, get on the back. We'll let you on without clubbing you. The rest, don't even move towards this thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying there's a lot of people that love me. I have a good amount that would know that I would be proper to bring along, because I ain't a puss. I can go days without food and walk for days. Most of you never have ever even had a relative that could do what I do, ever in history. It's only been 200 years. I'm a specimen, a phenom. I grew up in a high school with very many men, much older than me, and I crushed them in sports. And after school, when they got lippy with me, crushed them. You understand? Before school, on the way to school, walked 7 miles in the snow for 14 years every day. Twice, there and back. I go home for lunch, make it 4 times a day. You have no idea. Most of you grew up in a padded little cushy little bubble. You had your ass wiped for you. You never got the beats when you were 2, 3, or 4 to realize what true pain is. You didn't kick or swim for your life when you were 3 years old to save yourself. Trust me when I say we're not on the same level. I've saved human life. Can you say that? Can you say that? How many? I don't want no fucking medals either. I've saved 7 people's lives minimum in my lifetime. How many have you saved? Talk about what a boss you are. First thing you need to know is your ass is dirty, boss. I am absolutely a god. You don't have to understand it. We are made in the image of gods. Sometimes there is disease, viruses, and stunted growth. All of these things could play a factor in your ability to have skill sets that increase your worth on this plan, on this plane of existence. We are not guaranteed to be this muscle-bound freak just because your dad was. You've got to earn that. My dad was ripped. I could pretzel him in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I don't look like him, but I'm not weak or anything. I'm big for my size. I'm very big. Like for my height and my weight, I'm so thick. Like you don't really have much of a chance unless you outweigh me by quite a bit. And even then, now you've slowed your gas. Your gas tank is like a quarter full, and you're in like fourth gear trying to move fast. It doesn't work like that. You need first or second. You need those skippy hoppy gears. You ain't built with gears that I'm built with. When you once you wait for it. Your sprocket is this big. To do a full rotation when you're a 240, 250 pounder, you got to go around that sprocket this far. First gear on me, I'm running a twin cam, dual overhead cam. You can't fuck with this, bro. Two small gears turning every half second, I get 3 spins, full rotations. We ain't on same level, bro. You never could catch me. The skill sets that I've been blessed with, I earned. I instilled myself. If I didn't, I'd be weak. I'd be pushed around. I didn't want to be pushed around. I made sure I excelled and did everything I should do to ensure that I'm not a puss. Can you say the same? But I didn't do this I didn't earn this last year. I've been like this since I was 19. Me and you, not the same. Do you understand? I could do things to dudes that were 50, 40, 30 years old. You couldn't even imagine when I was 19. One after another. You still can't. And I, many times that I have to. There's a lot of dudes that needed a thumping when I was young. There's a lot of old, dirty men in this world. Because of me, there's a lot less that lip off now. There's a lot more that just sit in a chair all night and don't go out in the evening like they used to and be an absolute tormentor. They don't do that no more. There's good people out there, and some good people, they scope out the most evil, dirty, and they just right to them. I have no questions, no qualms, no quarrels of walking right up to the most evil person in any building and saying, stop it right now. Do you understand? Me and you not the same. Try to remember this always. My conscience guides me. Not my mom, not my uncle, not my my conscience. Huge difference between me and many men. Consciously, the ones in power, they're without remorse, they're without guilt, and they definitely have never had a conscience. They don't even have I actually wonder if those people were built in the eyes of the gods, in the likeness of the gods. Due to the fact that they're so evil, how could I be filled and instilled with so much love inside? And the other side that I'm battling is taking out 1,800 people in an afternoon 22 years ago. Think about this. And I'm so sorry if I got the number wrong. I'm from Canada. I love you all so much. I don't know the exact numbers. Let's say it's an atrocity that has a very high number. I'm not gonna, I misspoke if I said 1,800 and it's 4,500. I'm really sorry. This isn't a stream that you can kind of pick on me. You never will be able to pick on me. I'm a gentleman, I'm a scholar, and I'm a genius. And if I even smell bacon or evil, I will stomp you out in half a second. You don't understand who I know at Google? I will fuck you. Gang stalking is a very, very dangerous charge here in Canada. And if I can pinpoint it to any group of bacon bits, you're fucked. You're fucked. So don't fuck around. I'm the man. I show myself. Remember, all the Secret Service, they're pussies. They hide. They keep secrets and monitor you daily. For the fucking corporations. Not for better of mankind. For corporations. Remember that. Real men show their face. They talk aloud so everyone can hear them. They don't mumble off in a corner like a little bitch with someone's back turned. Talk about them when they're not in the room. Real men, to your fucking face. Keep this in mind as you watch my streams. The most legendary shit ever. Keep this in mind. I do not fuck around. So David Grush, does anybody know who David Grush is? He was an intel officer for years. So his job was to sniff out fake reports and anything like that. So he was asked questions. I'm not getting into this at all with regarding UFOs and stuff. I believe there's something that the Secret Service full on fucking knows about. Uses Black Hawk helicopters to circle cities when something comes around them. I don't know if it's Germans or if it's extraterrestrial, meaning extra terra being land, so and terrestrial being extra terra is the extra plane of existence, and the terrestrial is the human or the biological entity, if you want to refer to it like that. Now think about this. This is very important for you to understand. We don't know. We've never seen a UFO close up, and if you have, you're awesome. I don't discount you. I'm not. The number one rule to remember is there is no such thing as a conspiracy. This is a fact. I'll explain. There are lies and there are truths. There is no such thing as a conspiracy. The word conspiracy was literally created by the CIA to misinform public about secret projects. Okay? You don't have to understand, you have to listen. You don't have to understand, you just pay attention. So when they go on the news, because there was a long time ago, they had to snuff out some shitty stories, some news outlets weren't on the same page as the fucking Secret Service. Okay? This is 1947. And some small bumpkin redneck community went out there with a reporter, yeehaw, on a horse, kicking a cow, and poking a pig with a pitchfork. And he went out there and I'm sorry, I have a hard time with rednecks. I don't like you. If you're a vegan redneck, I love you. But if you're a redneck, gas-guzzling jockey that hates hybrids and you love poking pigs with pitchforks, I want to do a community charity fundraiser for the animals, for an animal barn sanctuary where they don't eat them. They let them live out their lives peacefully and then they bury them the way regular people are treated sometimes. I challenge you to a absolute bare knuckle Muay Thai kickboxing match. Anything goes. Cage ladder match to the death. Every time. For charity, it's for the kids. Okay, it's gonna be all on Netflix. We'll do it in Dubai, so it's all legit. Meets all laws in Dubai. Don't worry about it. I'm done with rednecks. I'm so done. And here's what's guiding me. A clean, clear conscience that sticks up for the weak. You understand? I can't go wrong. I can't go wrong. The most noble way to live is to always stand up for the weak. If you don't, you're one of them evil men simply fulfilling their plots to ensure the destiny of humanity is slave-driven societies. I don't want that. So I speak my mind, which is, I don't know if it's freedom of speech here. For me to get in front of anyone and and for them to try and throw something at me, it would be the end of all laws. I would bring down laws overnight. Because I follow the law of man, which states, harm nothing. Harm nothing. Defend yourself to the ends of the earth, but harm nothing on your journey. I am here passing through, adventuring. Fuck me, and I will hammer time you. and with that statement, with what you don't understand what we are, where we are, and this, they have changed. The system is against you. The system doesn't want you to understand it because then you rise to the top, or They have a harder time with you when you talk against, when you, like, there's things you don't understand. And I'll start with this. Why aren't you rich yet? How come you haven't, why don't you know millionaires? All your friends aren't millionaires? You don't own an island? So you're not at the top, okay? And trust me when I say you wish your house was full of gold bars. You've been praying you win the lottery for 60 years. So shut your mouth. You're greed driven to the ends of the earth. This society has indoctrined the right to allow greed driven people. It's okay. They look at Kim Kardashian. I hear women and some, I guess I don't hear dudes. I hear some women going, "Oh, I like Kim Kardashian." I'm like, "You do know she's literally brought down women to the point of a pail of mush." When you focus on your outer beauty and you don't work on what's inside of you, every day making yourself pure and more, resilient to losers and trolls, and understanding what it means to be healthy. Not pretending like you look healthy when you cover all this shit that's wrong with you up. And I'm not talking about zits, I'm talking about like concave, like dark circles, big bags. It's because of like, do you eat like Kim Kardashian? Are you just sitting there eating 4 salads, or did you have 4 extra large pizzas with pepperoni last night? So, like, give your head a shake. If you're sitting there eating pigs, sucking on oxtail, wondering why you got high blood pressure, I mean, like, it's pretty simple. You don't digest meat, goobers. Like, I can't express how bad the indoctrination is, that there are so many people that think if you don't eat meat, you're gonna die. There are fucking so many people. Do you want to know something? Everybody is going to have the coolest wake up call once there's all the cows and all the pigs and all the chickens have viruses, deadly viruses, mad cow disease, all that. Once your farmers have needlessly and lazily allowed their entire barns to be disease infested, do you know what happens? They call them and they just bury them. But sometimes they leave a couple that are, oh, this one's 600 pounds, we're just going to leave it. It's almost ready for slaughter, so a couple months left. They'll bring in a bunch of new ones, leave the biggest ones that look fine, but they're not. And they carry the same thing. The ground that they shit and piss on, and the grass grows up. Those new ones eat that. And they get the same viruses and diseases. And it's called runoff. It's called leaching the. It's also, well, it's feces and it's contaminated ground. It's on the highest level of disgusting. Farms hold the most bacteria diseases of anywhere a human can put their feet. Anywhere. Farms, cattle and ranch farms are disgusting. If the farmer's lungs aren't full of mold and mildew from hay and all that other stuff, it's called black lung. Most of you don't even have a clue. If it's not full of that, they're contaminated with, you wouldn't even want to know what could possibly be going on with people who are around farm animals in an industrial farm. Oh my God, are they sick? They don't show you or let you in on slaughterhouses to see the people that work there, but they have to bring them in from other countries because the people here will not do those jobs. They refuse to, I'm not going to say what they do, but imagine if you work in a slaughterhouse and an animal, a big 500 or 5,000 pound animal is right there looking you in the eyes, and it's alive, and you got to do something to that thing to start chopping it up. You don't want to know. And then when you miss, when it kicks, when it's scared for its life, you got to get 7 guys to hold it down. One by the tail, they're kicking it. This is egregious. Those are atrocities that don't get talked about. But on my channel, we've sworn by the statement, no meat. Remember that? We used to get pretty angry and say hashtag no meat for years. This wasn't, I have influenced properly. Well, many, many, many other YouTubers. It doesn't matter. I'm not internet stars, celebrities, and I don't want to be an internet star. I'd rather be famous for being a well-spoken public citizen that cares about bringing down these evil corporations overnight. That's what I'd love to be known for worldwide. Not for fucking, oh, I got a nice beard or my hair's. Fuck off. Fuck off. Losers that think like that. Losers. The reason this world is so fucked up is because all of you went inside your heads, read the magazines, it got to you, and now you can't stop but try and make yourself look like these fucking 3 girls from Italy, France, and Japan that are so skinny your finger doesn't even get that skinny. Your finger is bigger than their waist. Good luck trying to look like that. Good luck. We live in a world that is run by evil men. Take it from me. I am 43 years old, living in Canada, and it has been something to see personally. You know, there's something to be said about being, awake with your eyes and your conscience. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I don't really want to, there's certain things I don't want to say because it leads to a lot of people understanding just how devastatingly fucking smart I am. So I will not say certain things. I want to thank you all for tuning in today. If you are evil and you own a corporation, I swear to the gods, we're going to dismantle your corporation, take away your ability to enslave humanity in your area of the world, and we're going to create jobs that impact this world properly. I thank you all so much for tuning in. Corporations are pure evil. Keep this in mind as you live your life forever. Corporations are pure evil. You can never stop saying it enough. Pass it on. I love you all so much. So much. I don't have an evil bone in my body towards a single person on this earth. All I want is to dismantle corporations and get rid of all these people that run around in the night whispering into politicians, police's ears to go gang stalk these people. Do you understand? Corporations control ABC groups. They use them for black ops. I shit you not. It's all over this city. Wait and see what's coming. You have no idea what's coming. Some of the biggest people in this country, if not in North America, are involved. Wait and see what's coming. You're not going to believe. Soon this show is going to be next level like you don't even understand. 50 guests a day. 50 guests a day. I'm not stopping until the world knows what has happened here. All right? Thank you all so much for tuning in. I am, of course, the Hash Man, your host with the absolute most. You can never be me. Don't try and replicate this stuff. I swear I'll find you, and I will absolutely just... Bam! Let's go! See you next time. Hash Man out! Be the change that you need to see in this world right now, because I'll tell you, there's not a lot of people doing it. A lot of people tuck tail, hide, cower. They do not do the right thing. Consciously be guided